After seeing Matt Walsh's "What Is a Woman," I couldn't help but feel he cherry-picked people who couldn't debate well and then dunked on them. That's exactly what happened. My question is, when will we get the Matt Walsh versus Armin debate? Oh, on trans rights and gender issues. I'd watch it on pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
Yes. The main problem with that documentary was like he kept on trying to corner people and not having a good definition for woman, right? As if these people have a good definition for all the other words that they use without no problem in their day-to-day life. You know what I mean? Like ask them like, "Hey, give me a specific definition for academia." Let's see what they do that. Like they can't. Like ask them even simple things. Can you give me a definition for a chair? Like when does a chair stop being a chair? People don't have strict lines for that, but we still use the word chair with no problem. So that's what I would be like. I'm like, oh, what's your definition for woman? And I'm like, I don't really have one right now. I just use it as it fits, as it has the utility. Like I just go by what works, what the society is deeming has the most utility for the word. Like it's such a they change the topic. Like we're trying to give rights and freedoms and comfort to trans people, and they change the discussion. They're trying to hide the transphobia, so they hide behind like, do you have a definition for woman? Do you have a definition for woman? Like, okay, well, that's not the issue here. You know what I mean? What do you think?
Let's ask Vidu.
Bro, I'm sorry if I'm a caveman on this. And firstly, I haven't watched the documentary.
Yeah, I don't even know who this Matt Walsh guy is.
Yeah, he's from the Wire, right? The Wire, is it the Daily Wire or the?
Yeah. He made a documentary going after trans people. He's a like uber Christian conservative. He's one of the worst, and he's just
listen,
like
I'm not even
anti-pronoun, anti-trans stuff. Yes.
Yeah. I haven't watched the documentary, so I can't comment on the specifics of that. And maybe he did. I mean, I've seen some of the clips that have come out. The short clips, and yeah, it does look very embarrassing for the other side. It looks like whatever. They can't even get a sentence together, really. But I always thought it was a given what a woman was, But now that seems to be, I don't want to start this whole thing again. But now it's like we don't even know what if you don't know what a woman is, then you can't be a feminist. Because what's a feminist? Someone who's like what?
We know what a woman is.
So why didn't they know what a woman is if they're professors and academics? So I mean, you can say I know what a woman is. Fine, great, that's a good thing. But if they don't know and they're an academic or someone
they know
in a teaching capacity, why aren't they saying it?
No, but they know they're trying to be inclusive and they're trying to add other factors in that.
Bro, we can't play this game. The fact is the fact.
Why can't we play this? Why? Tell me. What's going to happen?
It's a losing game.
Earth is going to stop spinning.
What's the cost of calling transgender?
What is the cost? So you're asking me what's the cost of compromising the truth to make more people inclusive? Is that what you're asking?
No, but truth is subjective.
Yes.
But truth is subjective. No. Subhanallah.
No.
Okay.
Oh my God.
No.
I don't know. You're going full. He's the most you're going full on postmodern or something, Harris.
But truth go to the left. Go left.
Yeah. You're switching spots. Yeah, you're on the left.
No.
If you're saying truth objective,
but truths are personal. Reality is not subjective.
Okay, fine. Reality, fine. If you want to say reality, reality is
your truth could be different. I mean, your truth.
No, that's postmodern. Okay.
How sweet is this for you?
We're not. No, there's one truth. There's only one truth. But anyways, yes,
let's not get into that.
Yes.
So this is a general point. Okay, this is a general point.
Do you understand the difference between sex and gender? You understand that?
Yes,
right?
we've gone over that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's. So you're saying, given that you understand that woman refers to someone's gender but not their sex, do you understand that somebody's sex and gender could be different from each other?
Bro, I feel like we've gone over this so many times, and you know what it is? I think there's sometimes.
But that is reality.
I think sometimes there's a difference without much of a distinction. Like,
see, do you prefer? Here's a question: do you prefer living in a world, right, where the word woman, right, refers to someone's biology, or to someone's identity? Compare these two worlds, right? Let's say, for example, okay. But think about the utility of the word woman. We use the word woman to communicate to each other about someone's identity, not to their biology. Someone's biology. No, think about it. No, think about it.
No, we don't.
Someone's biology. Just a second. Think about it.
I refuse to think. Go on.
Someone's biology. It's only a matter of importance when they're visiting a doctor, maybe in sports, okay, maybe certain other things. On a day-to-day. From a day-to-day utility, from a utilitarian perspective, when you're talking about women, you're referring to the way they display themselves, the way they act, the way they want to be perceived. Here, for example, let's say I put an image of a cartoon character that looks female to you, right? Okay. I ask you if that's a woman or a man. Okay, yeah. What would you say? You say that's a woman.
Yeah.
Right, but that cartoon doesn't have XY chromosomes or XX chromosomes. Mm-hmm. It's a cartoon figure. But why did you call
it an XY?
No. It's not. No, you're deciding. It's a cartoon. You're deciding that this is a woman based on features. Based on
if there's a painting of a lion, I say, oh, that's a lion. No. But we haven't. Come on, man. Come on, seriously. But it's based on a real lion. But that's what I'm saying. So even if I'm lost for words right now.
No, but
I really am.
It's a bit more. No, but your oversimplification of a lion. Yes, okay. I mean, there's no.
It's not a lion actually, because there's no DNA.
No, but if there were other contenders that were similar to lions, like for example, you have different subspecies within lions as well. So you say that, okay, well, that's a lion.
If there's a house cat, but if there's a lion.
Yeah, but they're both cats, though. But if you were to say, well, they both belong to cat family. Yeah, so you have trans woman who identifies herself as trans, but biologically, again, you're asking about the truth, yeah. So that's the definition. Definition is man-made.
Your own perception of yourself isn't a truth. Can we agree on that at least? Your own perception of yourself isn't a truth.
I think you're confusing the word with truth with reality.
Okay, fine. Use reality.
No, but there's a difference between these two things.
But either of those things are not still apply in my argument. What Kanye West thinks of himself as a truth or reality it doesn't matter in the real world. It matters in his head, but to everyone else, we think, okay, you love him or hate him or whatever. Right?
No, but then other people will have different opinions on that truth claim. Other people
you
will
don't
say,
even have to
Kanye
make
West.
it about gender. You don't.
Oh my god!
Sorry, am I on those meet Russian woman now or something like that? Am I on that one of those sites?
There you go. You said
there you go. Meet Russian woman.
You said Russian woman.
That was a trick.
She
is a very beautiful trans woman.
Is male trans woman. Okay.
Then I need to meet her. Surgeon, they're very good at surgeon.
Okay, no, but you want to live in a world. Where you call this person a man,
bro. Yeah, actually, you know what? If I was a single guy and I was gonna look for a female to date, and then I come across this person, and you say, actually, she's a woman, and then we go one step further. And then
no. You're changing the topic.
That's different.
You're changing the topic. Yes, she could tell. No, it's completely no. You're changing the topic. Yes, you're right. A trans woman needs to be transparent about the fact that she's trans and not cis.
Transparent. I like that. Yeah.
Yes. So I agree with you. The transparency that she's trans and not cis needs to be there. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to date a trans woman, that's completely fine. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a world where this person's biology is male, but her identity is woman. What should we call her when we're talking about the utility of the woman? Okay, so it's
trans woman.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we could work with that. We could work with that for now. Okay.
Yeah,
but the thing, okay, so you are not calling this person a man. You're calling them a trans woman.
Well, a trans woman, by definition, is a man who's transitioned into a woman. That is the definition of a trans woman. We've just shortened it.
If I ask you, is this a man or a woman?
Because what are they transitioning from to? They're actually biologically a male, and they're transitioning to.
But do you understand? Do you understand the utility of the word man and woman is higher when you're referring to someone's gender identity more than their biology? Like biology does not come in our daily lives. Is not a matter of discussion.
So, for example, if I committed a crime, I punched you in the face, and then you say, "Oh man, there's this dude running around. He's punching me in the face," and I say, "Well, actually, I identify as a woman." So It can't be me.
Yeah, you can say a trans woman.
No, that's fine. You
see what I'm saying to you? What my personal identity?
Look at what. Even if you give, if I give that to you, look at the examples, the weird examples you're coming up with. I'm talking about day-to-day interactions.
Day-to-day, people get punched in the face. How many trans people walk around on this planet as a percentage of
no,
population?
But we are referring to when you use pronouns, when you use people's names, when you refer to somebody, you're referring to their identity. You're referring to them, who they are.
No.
You're referring to their. Are you referring to their chromosomes?
Biology, of course. If I see a dude walking down the street, I'm gonna say that's a man.
You're not.
I'm not gonna say that's a man walking down the street.
No. Here's an interesting thing. Gender is so much separate from biology that we in many languages in the world we have gendered objects. You know what I mean? Like we have gendered the moon and the sun and the pen and ships and countries.
Yeah.
So gender is so much more about identity than biology.
Okay.
Oh, very good point.
That's neither here or there, because at the end of the day, when you look at a dude, which is a stereotypical dude, you're gonna say that's a man. And that's automatically, without any kind of sort of like, it doesn't matter if you're left wing, right wing. You think that's a man.
When you who do you say, a man or a woman? When you say what?
If I saw Harris walking down the street, I'll say that's a man.
Okay, good. But why?
Because he's a man.
No, not because you checked his chromosome. There is a certain identity about Harris that you associate with a man.
No, there are certain features, physical features.
You can't even. If Harris was a trans man right now, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, then I would say
him a man.
Yeah,
but the thing is that
that's like a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat.
But you can see that how man and woman is referring to how somebody is being displayed, how somebody carries themselves, how somebody wants to be portrayed
based on chromosomes and genetic thing, not on a trick or an illusion or makeup.
It has a correlation to chromosomes, largely so in a society, but it's not a one-on-one thing. If it was one-on-one, then the word gender and sex would be the same word. So I agree. So if you're identifying that there is a strong correlation between a gender identity and someone's sex, of course there is. But it's not one-on-one. It's not exactly the same thing. And it is just because there's a little bit of a mismatch, it leaves a percentage of the population, which is a small percentage, but a small percentage of a big number becomes a big enough number for us to acknowledge that when we use gender, we could refer to people's identity, just because it makes these people's lives a lot easier, and it doesn't make our lives that much harder.
Well, that's not true.
It's not that confusing, man.
We'll just look at the real life implications of going down this rabbit hole of redefining what. Again, I don't think most people. Honestly, I'm not retarded or stupid, but even me, I don't think, that's someone's gender, that's someone's biology. Most people don't think like that. So you're already.
Most people are comfortable now. Most of the society of modern countries are completely now comfortable and okay with identifying.
There is a great discomfort. I mean, we've seen people
maybe among right-wing people
arrested for going on Twitter and saying a woman is a woman. The police show up their door. So how are they going to be that
only people who are uncomfortable are right-leaning people that are conservatives.
Do you know Posey Parker, that feminist? She was arrested on Twitter, or the police showed up at her doorstep. And she wasn't right wing; she's left wing.
Okay, these are anecdotes. These are not data. If you look at actual data, more and more people are comfortable with trans people and identifying with their chosen pronouns, names, and gender identity.
If someone came up to me and said, "I want to be identified as man, woman, whatever," that's fine. But I know deep down that their biology is their biology.
Okay, I mean, you've had your piece.
Yeah, okay. Go on, Horace. Go on.
No, go ahead. Yeah. No, tell me when I go too long. Just tell me, and I'll stop.
Yeah, me too. Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
No, I think you've made your point, and I think people should be able to see where you're going with that. So I'm Vidu. I'm gonna go with another angle on this. So you said that if someone said that, hey, like if tomorrow I told you I shave my beard, do some operation surgery, start wearing a sexy dress, and start looking like this woman, actually that'd be pretty tough, but I'll get close to it, let's just say.
I think you're better looking, don't worry, man.
Okay. Armin would definitely be a better looking woman than I would be.
Oh, he'd be the best. I'll be the worst, man.
I have actually pictures. I can bring it up.
Okay. I would. So I'm gonna ask. So, which was the initial question that Armin asked you, like, what world would you want to live in? So if I said, you've known me for all this time, and now I've had this issue in my head. I identify myself as a woman. I want you to pronounce, use the pronoun. My name is now Harriet, and my chosen pronoun is Zer. It's okay if you make a mistake every now and then. That's fine. As long as I know that it's coming from a good place and genuine mistake. Would you please respect me and use this pronoun?
I would do it, but I know you're a dude. In my head, like, that's a dude.
That's okay. That's okay. But your kids would not. Yeah, we know that. That's fine. Your kids won't think like that. So when we die out, our next generation. That's the actual goal. The goal is the next sympathy or empathy in the next generation. So next generation will be different.
I have no problem with sympathy. I've got no issue with sympathy or empathy. Like someone who is genuinely going through that in their life, like I feel sorry for them, and not in a pity kind of way, but genuinely, I wish whatever issues they have or whatever mentally, physically were resolved. And I genuinely have sympathy. But from a scientific or truth point of view, I don't think you should start.
This is my next point. This is my next point. When people say that, and again, like Armin gave you plenty of examples that gender is a social construct, not sex, gender is a social construct. What is it? Why is it so important for people who say that, trans woman is a man? Why is it so important for you to be just beating that drum of I'm talking about biologically? I mean, you wouldn't go to a person and say, if someone says, I feel so good about myself, I'm so handsome. You wouldn't necessarily go up to that person and you say, you might think you're a very good looking person, but let me break it to you. I'm just being objectively true. You are one fucking ugly son of a bitch.
Handsome is subjective.
No, it's not.
Oh, you're right. Actually, no, you're right. You're right. Absolutely, I take it back. If that person, like, if I had a friend who was saying I'm so good looking, and they're overweight and they don't shower and that kind of stuff. Let's say, for example, I was doing that, and right now I'm probably the best example because I'm not the most handsome guy right now, obviously considering everything, right? So if I came up to you guys and said, I'm so good looking, bro. Oh man, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this.
Yeah, I wouldn't correct you.
I wouldn't say doing me harm because I know.
I know the argument.
Now.
No, not necessarily.
Yes.
I'm talking. Okay. So if you feel good about yourself, and we know that feeling good, like all of us have felt this. Like sometimes it's the same face that I have. Like sometime when I go out, I feel so good about myself that
let's make this more solid. If I put on 20 kg of weight, if I was overweight, and I came to you and said, bro, I'm in the best shape of my life.
No, okay, so that
you keep telling us that you understand the difference between sex and gender, and then you seem like you don't, because
because Harris is going back to the point that if someone is saying I feel like this or I'm a this, and I would only intervene if it was either doing them harm or anyone else. But if a trans woman or a trans man came up to me, just normal conversation, and say, can you refer to me as she or he, whatever it is, fine. But if they start saying, no, this is my reality now, like I'm an actual biological, or if you don't recognize,
but there's no harm in that.
Okay, no, you're right. No, video. I would tell you, I would be on your side if somebody says,
that's fine.
No. Okay, but you don't. But if a trans woman tells me that I am a woman, I would be like, yes, you are. But if they say my biology is female, I would be like, no, it's not.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. Exactly, and that's the whole point. And I think this is all.
This is
Armin.
Me as well.
Bro, you had me there, man. You had me.
Yes.
I mean, you know what? If you did end up,
I would pay for your surgery, Armin, if I could get. You know what I'm saying?
And I would date you, Armin. I would date
you. Swipe right on Armin, baby.
But you got to do all those medical. You got to undergo all those medical.
Yeah, I'm not just you got to go the whole way.
You got to go the whole way.
Look at her. Look at her. This is a trans woman.
Bro, what are we doing in my life? Honestly, this is crazy. I was not thinking we would be doing this.
She's a very famous trans woman. Look at her.
Oh my god.
Is this not a woman? Is this not a woman? This is a woman.
Come on.
Yeah, we would not know this. We would not know this. I've been fooled in Thailand. I've been fooled in Thailand.
That's a woman.
Not like
that is a woman. That is a woman.
Just I don't want to say it.
Trans woman. No, that's fine. It's a trans woman. But I'm not gonna all I'm saying is like I'm not gonna go out of my way and I say, you know what? Your example was bad. No, but your basic example was better. And I'll tell you why.
Someone else, then I think if you're a friend, you should probably step in.
Yeah, but it's not being overweight is harming them. A trans woman saying that I feel so good about myself, I'm a woman, that's not harming them. Or that's definitely not harming you. If a trans woman says I feel good
whether it's harming
myself,
them, I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know.
You could make an argument if that person deceives other males, thinking that okay, I'm a biological woman, and then he goes in, and then that's
deceptive. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that's wrong.
Yeah,
biological female, not biological woman. Female.
When you get into these word
so
games,
simple.
It's
so simple, guys.
I grew up
so simple.
Like woman, female, chick, honey. Like this is all the same thing to me.
I don't think complicated. Wow.
I'm a caveman. I told you right at the beginning of this thing. I'm a caveman. Don't expect nuance on gender from me or sex.
Okay. No, you know what? The fact that you are you still make an attempt to make people comfortable. Like I
think that's all we need to strive.
That's all we need. That's all we need.
I've got nothing against trans people.
What you think in your mind that man, okay, lady, I'll call you lady or madam, but I know you're a bloke. What goes on in your mind? It doesn't matter because I mean I could be looking at you and I could be saying what a fucking idiot, what an ugly son of a bitch or something.
Sure.
But as long as I'm not saying it's fine.
Actually,
let
me defend Vidu and tell people not to like. If you say somebody like Vidu, if you're going to push harder, you're making it actually difficult. Because if somebody is like confused by this and they're like still going and being like, okay, you know, I don't understand this new world, but I'll do the things that it requires for me to make these people comfortable. In my mind, I might think something else, but I'll do the thing that makes these people comfortable. I think you shouldn't make this person feel like, oh no, you're a transphobe, like attack them and make them feel like disgusted, because you already gotten to the point where what is required, right? So why would you keep pushing on them and make them feel like, because at that point, if you like keep acting like, no, you have to acknowledge, share right with me that this is a woman, and they're like, you might actually get a negative reaction, and they were like, okay, you know what, I was trying to be accepting, and this might backfire.
Exactly. And I told you that this is that's more than the ideas of the left. It's actually their behavior that pushes people towards the right.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's an interesting comment here. I don't know if you're able to highlight it or not.
Which one?
It's by Milahan, Philosopher Corner.
What does it say? Just read.
It says, "As a real woman, here we are. As a real woman who just had a baby, it is degrading and insulting for a dude in a dress to say he is a woman." I'm gonna leave that with you two. You two can deal with that.
I will say you are very insecure that someone else's. God. Wow, Milan, you are very insecure about your womanhood, given that someone else's personal life affects your womanhood. You are insulted by it. Maybe you should find out how to get more. Let's your skin. You are. I mean, maybe you know. You need to be stronger, especially for your baby. You're very fragile. Mothers need to be a little bit. Yeah, you're a very fragile woman. And
let's just dive it.
Somebody who is trying to be a mother needs to learn how to become a little bit stronger. Life is very hard. Wow. If this is what breaks you, you have no idea what's coming at you.
Okay, you know what, Harris, I'm gonna let you speak. I'm not gonna say
that's actually a very good point. Like when I'm just thinking about it while Armin was having, I'm like, I mean, don't you have bills to pay? Don't you have other concerns? And then you just look at someone that or some random less than 1% of the people who have this issue, and then they say, call me a woman because I've had this surgery or whatever, and I wear dresses or whatever. I'm just thinking as a man, like if I see a trans woman turning into a man, why do we not see the same reaction with trans men though? Like why don't we? Does that mean that men are a bit more okay about other men, or we are okay with our manhood or something? I mean, I think the last thing that I would see that like a girl who looks like a girl but actually dresses up like a man, or she pretends to be a man and says, hey, I'm a man, I wouldn't even bat an eyelid over her. Vidu, would you though? Like, let me ask you a question. Would you be upset like if you saw a trans woman, a woman trans man? Would you be upset with that? Would you feel like, oh, come on, man, look at this bloke. I had to freaking grow a dick and this person just went to his doctor and just put it on there.
I'd only be mad if his dick was bigger than mine. I'm joking.
That might be the case.
That might be the case.
Yeah, because he had the choice to surgically put it on. That's why. Ours is natural.
Exactly. Wait, I
mean, if you're gonna get a dick put on you, then why would you not put a solid 12?
Listen. I just find this amazing. What's just happened right now with Armin and yourself? You're telling a woman who literally went through childbirth, which is one of the most
It's got nothing to do with this.
Hang on. Right? You're now saying to real life born women, "Oh, sorry about your feelings," for men who want to become women. You're now putting the men who want to become women
you are a pathetically fragile woman. If someone else identifying as woman insults you, you are pathetically fragile.
That's incredible. I find this incredible.
Yeah,
now you're on the right and I'm on the left because I'm.
This is a problem. No, Vidu, this is a problem. See, you like this is why
I'm standing up for a real woman.
I'm a single lady. Vidu, this is why we say when we were looking at it rationally, objectively. You can't ended up agreeing with us, but then the moment an emotional argument came, you just jumped on the bandwagon and you just threw everything.
Look at how the tables have turned. I'm saying that. Listen, fine. I'll right wing this. That okay, fine. We can play this game conservative, but we can all recognize that for centuries, if not millennia, women have been oppressed and have had the.
You misunderstand the point of protecting women.
Hang on.
The point of protecting women was because they were being wronged by a dominant sect of society. Like they were lower class, upper class. They were like below, men were above. Right. So we play as somebody who is a leftist or tries to protect minority groups. You have the same philosophy when it comes to the relationship between TERF women or women who are denying trans identity over trans. Like for the same reason you want to protect women against men, you want to protect trans people now who are a minority against certain women who are now denying their identity or denying what makes their life better. The same way that we wanted to make women's life better, now we want to make trans.
What rights do women have that trans women don't?
What do you mean?
What rights does a woman have, like Milahan, that a trans woman does not have?
Well, it depends on the country.
Okay, of course, let's just UK, US, whatever. I don't know. I'm talking about Iran or whatever.
Well, I mean, when it comes to rights, I think UK and US have.
So then, your identity is your own issue.
Yeah, but
no. We're not. No, you misunderstand. You misunderstand. We're not. First of all, the rights are not completely there yet, right? Even though we have made a lot of progress, but it's not just about rights. When we do activism, we fight for rights, but we also fight for acceptance. Not everything is always about rights. You could, for example, black people, right, in the United States, right, have completely equal rights to white people. That doesn't mean there's no racism in society, right? Like, for example, so just because they have all the rights, that doesn't mean everything is solved. We fight for rights and acceptance.
I mean, is there an epidemic of people attacking trans people in the UK?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Holy crap. Yes.
There's an epidemic. Are you
serious?
Of people
yes.
I've never heard of this before.
Okay, well, maybe you should look at the studies. There's absolute disgusting levels of hate targeted against trans people and violence.
I don't know if this is something which is like blown up because firstly there's not even that many trans people in the first place because
these are studies,
pure numbers.
So in 2020 2,630 hate crimes were registered against transgender people.
And how are you defining a hate crime? If I go up to someone and say you're a trans bitch, is that a hate crime?
Well, yeah, it should be classified as
because
that as well. Because
I'm talking about
no,
violence.
no, because no, hang on, you would regard that as okay, but it still would be regarded as hateful. Would you like it if a couple of dudes come up to you and say, "Hey, you fucking packy"?
No, it wouldn't be nice.
Can we not say that on YouTube? We're gonna get flagged here.
Oh, so yeah, Paris, you stop being racist to me, please.
Us Pakistanis can say that word. We have
YouTube cannot check your ethnicity.
Bro, YouTube's got music with the N-word in it. That's monetized. But if I see this is race, that's actual racism. If you put N-word in a song, you get monetized. You put the P word in the live stream, you get demonetized.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about YouTube policies being idiotic, I think we all agree with that.
Okay, well, we can agree on that. All I'm saying to you...
Okay. I just want to read it because, like you raised a question.
Go for it.
Can you bring it up?
Yes.
It says that in 2020, 2021, 2,630 hate crimes against transgender people were recorded by the police, an increase of 16% from the previous year, Home Office 2021. This number is still severely underreported because of 108 out of 108,100 people responses to the National LGBT Survey. 88% of transgender people did not report the most serious type of incident. 48% of transgender people are more likely to experience threats of physical or sexual harassment or violence compared with the LGBTQ community as a whole. So gays and lesbians are not facing as much harassment or physical or sexual harassment or violence as transgender people. So obviously,
also,
it's not just...
Also, Vito just said, like, I don't know how this could be so high. There's such a small percentage of society. That makes it easier to hate on them. Like, this is why leftists want to protect minorities, because minorities are the groups that are targeted. Like, the whole idea of being somewhat leftist is that we do not cater just to majorities. We're trying to protect minorities from majorities. So when you say they're small, yeah, exactly. That's why they need protection.
Yeah, no, that's fine. My original question is still the same. What can a woman do that a trans woman can't legally? If the answer is nothing, then...
Okay, well, I mean...
But it's deeper than that, Bidu. You know this.
Yeah, again,
you and a white person have the same rights, but if you are being treated differently, then there is a problem.
Yeah,
then you would go to the law.
The fact that in some countries, trans people have the same rights as other people, that means it's because of activism of transgender activism. So that's good. So we need to keep this activism in countries where we haven't made that progress, right? Because in most countries we haven't made that progress, right? And also in countries that legally we have managed to win a lot of legal battles, we could also still fight societal battles. We could still fight, like, raising awareness, because that's not the end of it. Like, legal rights is not the end of it. Accepting tolerance, that's also part of activism.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
To have your questions answered on the next live stream, become my patron today. You can do so with as little as $1 a month. Link in the description below.